The BOFA Indy Classic Series is on the air! Live from Phoenix International Raceway. Yes, we are at PIR. It's round one of the inaugural season of the BOFA Indy Classic Series. Tony Trapasso up in the booth tonight with the mastermind behind this whole thing. My partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett. Sam, how the hell are you?
I am absolutely ecstatic. I absolutely cannot wait for this race to start. It's been a few weeks in the making. I mean, I came up with the idea about a month ago, but the last few weeks we've been slowly turning the wheel and getting this thing ready. And finally, the day is here, and we can get things underway. And we've got a stacked field tonight, Tony.
Very much so, and I'm really looking forward to this entire season. The schedule that you came up with, by hands down, one of the best laid out schedules I've seen in a long time. Short ovals, some big ovals, road course, road courses that you don't normally see. So, as we are into the final countdown of the practice session here, let's take a quick minute and run down all the people we need to thank for tonight. Let's start with Mr. Scott Brinson and the entirety of the Top Fuel Indy Series for helping lay the groundwork for tonight.
Yeah, Scott, the idea came around when people were asking about a Sunday series, and Scott said to me, "Why don't you run the series?" I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a go and see how it goes." And and since then, Scott's been with me as an advisor, just giving me tips on how to get it going and giving me advice on what to do and how to set things up and stuff like that. So, and he's also given us the permission to use his TeamSpeak server for the broadcast and for the drivers to use. So big thanks going out to Scott and the entirety of his league for letting us do this and helping us get things started here tonight.
Very much so. And going from there, as we've got the new logo for Top Fuel up on the air, same person made the logo for the BOFA Classic Indy Series, and that of course is Mr. Paul Krumrei, head of PK Motorsports. Some of the greatest graphics out there right now. Sharp looking cars all around from PK. Just real tight work, if you follow what I'm saying. So if you're looking to have an open wheel car painted or full fendered car painted, you can find Paul on his Facebook page. So give Paul a shout if you're looking to have any paint schemes done. And then we also have to thank our very good friend, Mr. Paul Zoda over at PZ Overlays. Paul creating some of the most beautiful overlays in all of iRacing. We use them exclusively here on BOFA Broadcasting. I know there's a few other broadcasters out there whose names are escaping me right now who uses Paul's work. And if you want to get your own overlay, you can find Paul on his Facebook page. It's Paul Zoda with PZ Overlays. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention our very good friends over at pH Aware. Now, pulmonary hypertension is one of the most difficult to diagnose terminal illnesses on the planet due to the fact that it masks itself as so many other terminal illnesses that usually by the time doctors can put all the pieces together, the only course of action left to take is a double lung transplant. So, as a way for you to get more pH Aware, we ask that you go to phaware.global. Well, Sam, only about 2 minutes left in the hot lap session, and I don't think I've ever been this excited to start a race.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's been about a month in the making, and it's finally come down to this. And for the field, for people to come out and give us the field that we've got, it's just I'm absolutely blown away by it. And we've got good admins in the field as well. We've got obviously myself and you in the booth keeping an eye on things. We've also got Scott and Michael down on the track as well, giving us a more close-up view of how to keep an eye on people out there. But for this many people to come out for the first race in the inaugural season for the BOFA Indy Classic Series, it's just absolutely amazing. And I've got to thank all the drivers that are out there tonight.
Well, I mean, let's think about it. The Lotus 79 is truly a niche car. If you've ever driven it, it's a great car to drive. It really gives you an idea of what the drivers from long ago had to deal with. You know, your Prost, your Sennas, what Mario Andretti had to deal with, what Niki Lauda had to deal with, what James Hunt had to deal with, Jackie Ickx, Jody Scheckter. You know, those guys. This really is a glimpse into how great those drivers really were to wheel these beasts around the track.
Yeah, and you're going to get a taste of that tonight, and you're going to see how people can handle this car around this track. I mean, this is the Lotus 79. Yes, it's a Formula One car, but it simulates the 1980s IndyCar almost to complete perfection. And you're going to see how it works around these ovals, around the road courses. Obviously, it's suited to a road course because it's a Formula One car, but you're going to see how it handles on the ovals. It handles on the ovals just as well as it handles on a road course. So, in effect, it's an IndyCar in the making anyway. So, it imitates how the 1980s IndyCar runs. And it's the classic style of IndyCar where you actually have to drive the car. No electronic aids. No
sequential gearbox.
No, it's all manual. I mean, you have to work the car. The only person operating the car and keeping the car, making sure the car is safe out on track, is the person behind the wheel. And this is what we're going to see tonight: who can actually handle the car the best, and who can come out on top. Now, there will be wrecks tonight. I'm not going to say this race is going to be absolutely perfect because, one, it's the first race in the series, and two, it's a new car for most of the people out there, and they don't know how it's going to react around an oval. So we'll find out how things turn out tonight, but we're going to be in for an entertaining race here tonight, Tony.
Well, the other thing to keep in mind, too, is I'm looking at some of these names, and a lot of these drivers, there's a good number of drivers from the Top Fuel series, but there's another good number of drivers from other series that we broadcast that normally don't run together, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one does play out.
Yeah, and there's a few drivers from outside of other series that we don't broadcast. I mean, to mention Greg Mack, Connor Ojeda, and Tyson Landis. They're completely new to us. We've never seen them before. We don't know how they run, but they are here tonight, and we'll see how we'll get a first-hand view of how they run tonight. And Kieran Brugelli going straight to the top of the standings there, Tony.
Very much so, but you take a look at Garrett Maines just busted his second lap off, 45 thousandths to the good. Kieran coming around for his second lap, not going to improve, but Sage Karam goes second quick.
Yeah,
as new paint scheme on Sage's car tonight. Mark Walker running some new paint tonight. That is a tribute scheme that I actually did for a super modified driver out of Ohio by the name of Todd Gibson, who back in the late 60s revolutionized super modified racing, and Mark saw that and went, yep, I'm running it. As Ty Landis goes fifth quick.
Not bad for his debut.
Absolutely.
Well, everybody's making their debut, so I don't know why I said that.
Well, here's the other thing. Jeff Hollingsworth, a name we normally see in the full fender stuff, showing that he's very capable in an open wheel car, rocking the Al Unser Jr. paint scheme from 92?
Somewhere on that, yeah. The Valvoline scheme.
Yeah, I believe that was the scheme that Little Al beat Scott Speed to the line in what was at the time the closest finish in Indy history. Old friend.
You mean?
Sorry?
Was it Scott Goodyear, not Scott Speed?
Or Scott Goodyear, you're right. And our good friend Bob Lacavara showing up tonight.
Yeah, great to see him out on track.
Finishing his laps. Nate Siefker finally getting into the top 10. As Nate Nate was struggling during the practice session, and a big thank you's got to go out to Michael Jeans tonight. Mike basically came up with this setup. He handed it to me. He said, "Hey, what do you think?" I said, "Yeah, go with it." And everybody that's driven the car so far has raved about the setup in a positive manner.
Yeah, the car looks very planted out there tonight, but you can't throw it into the corners like you would a normal Indy car. You need to be careful when going around the corners, otherwise the back end is just going to step out and you're going to end up in the wall in a bad way.
Right, and that's because with this car, it's not really set up for ovals, so the crossweights that you've got to run in this car to get it to rotate, you look at it and you go, yeah, there's no way that's going to work. And if it was a real life pit crew, you'd look at it and go, yeah, we've got to redesign something, guys, because that crossweight's so far off kilter.
Absolutely.
But Tyler Vickery just on his hot flyer right now. He's got one in the books. He's going for a second one now. Coming out of turn number 4 to the stripe. And is he going to improve? Does he already have his 2 laps in?
Yeah, the thing about Tyler is that he likes to continue on the track after he's done his laps just to get a feel for the track and make sure he knows what he's doing around there. But the only issue I see in there is that he's running solo. He's actually not running a pack, so running in solo is fine, but you need to practice running in a pack in order to get a real feel for the track and how it feels when you're around other people.
Because the aero push in this car is very real, and no matter what you're going to do as far as the setup standpoint goes, the aero push is real. So Sage Karam going to the top of the board on his second lap. Mark Walker sitting second quick. Let me bring those up right now. Where the hell is it? Qualifying. There it is. So relatively close. Top 5 separated by less than a tenth of a second.
Yeah, and I've just been informed by one of the drivers that the server quality is going a bit down. So drivers are dropping out, but they are making their way back into the session as quickly as possible. So that could be interesting.
So Michael Jeans rocking the old school Miller American paint scheme.
Yeah, good to see. It's good to see all these classic paint schemes out there. I alluded to the Bobby Rahal scheme that Scott Brinson is running tonight. That is a beautiful scheme, and my favourite scheme is actually the classic. I think it's Mario Andretti that ran the old Krakow scheme.
Michael Andretti and Bobby Rahal both ran that scheme. But right now we're actually on board with Michael Jeans as we're getting ready to take a lap here, coming off of turn number 4. You can see that tack is just screaming. And yeah, thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Try to do something fun and it all goes to shit. Story of my life. But yeah, Sam, I am so excited for this to happen tonight. Take a quick look at the weather here. This is very cool for Phoenix, Arizona. 74 degrees Fahrenheit, clear skies, 101 degree track temperature. That's normally the ambient air temperature in this area.
Yeah, but it is full, so temperatures will drop a bit. But this is the setup that Michael Jeans created, and that he was able to get the car the best way in these temperatures. So that's what we have, and Sage Karam is disconnected. Not sure why.
Probably going to relog. He's got about 2.5 minutes to pop back in. So while we were, you want to talk to one of the drivers before we get going here?
No, I'll let them keep their focus and get ready, make their preparations. But
fair enough.
If you want to do any kind of a national anthem or anything like that, then
we'll get ready to do that in a second. But I do want to notice that there's 2 names that we haven't seen in a long time here on BOFA Broadcasting. Taylor Burris joining the field tonight. Happy to see Taylor back with us. So You know.
Yeah, good to see him out on track. We haven't had Bradley Allison come back yet. His connection dropped about 4 or 5 minutes ago. We've not seen him back in the session, so we could be down to 20 cars as a default here. But
All
still a
right.
good field nevertheless. So,
Well,
uh,
we are going to take this quick moment to ask that if everybody could please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats as U.S. Army retired Mr. Terry Adams brings us tonight's national anthem. And that was Terry Adams with the national anthem. Qualifying, done. Practice, done. Talking, done. It's time to go racing.
yep.
And before we get going with that, let's bring up our grid. Starting up on the pole, big shocker, Pennsylvania Posse member Mr. Sage Karam. He's joined with Ohio's own Mark Walker. Row number 2 is going to see Kieran Brugelli and Mr. Garrett Maines. Paul Crumry and Damon Martinez make up row number 3. Row 4 is going to see Jeff Hollingsworth and Tyson Landis. And row number 5, Bob Lacavara and Scotty Brinson. Sam?
Row number 6 is going to consist of Nate Siefka and Sean Scott. Row 7 is going to be Michael Jeans and Robert Dudley. Row 8 is going to be Greg Mack and Kevin O'Brien. Row 8, right, I am right, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Is going to be Connor Ojeda and Taylor Burris.
No, that's row 9.
Row 9 is going to be Connor Ojeda and Taylor Burris. And row 10 is going to be Tyler Vickery and Johnny Antonucci. Starting shotgun on the field. He is back in the session. Is Bradley Allison.
So it looks like Jordan Berry might be missing the start here.
Yeah, he disconnected halfway through this practice session.
So
21 cars here taking the green. That's a big field for such a green series, you know.
very much so, you know, especially with such a niche car. When just to see this many drivers come out for this, Sam, I'm going to say this as politely as I can. This is what love the drivers have for you as a person, that they believe in you for putting this on. So thank you, Sam Cooper Bennett, for doing this for us.
It's fine. I mean, the people wanted a Sunday series. They wanted a Classic IndyCar series, and I just provided for them. And I like to listen to people, and I know what they want, and this is what they wanted, so I gave it to them. So glad that they got it, and glad we can actually get this underway here tonight.
Okay, well, I want a 50-gallon garbage bag filled with $100 bills.
No, not that extreme.
Oh, come on. You said you wanted to give people what they wanted. So as the field working its way through the 3-4 complex, there's not much left to say as the pace car gets ready to make that hard left turn other than Grandpa, Papa Viagra, the BOFA Indy Classic Series. It's time to get it on.
Green flag, green flag.
And the roar of those engines when they come across the line, that is just like...
Music.
Yeah, it's like music to my ears, man. Wow.
As Bergelli and Bergelli and Walker already slugging it out. Bergelli had to lift hard. He loses a ton of momentum. That's going to let Garrett Maines get by. And here comes Damon Martinez in yet another little L scheme in the Domino's 3. And don't count out Paul Crumrye.
Oh. So 150 laps here, the scheduled distance, and we're already on lap 2, about to go into lap 3. And we're watching Paul Crumrye just behind the Domino's Hot 1 of Damon Martinez. Remember, Martinez is on a bit of a high after winning that
IR18 race.
Yeah, the IR18 race at Chicagoland on Wednesday. So he'll be looking for a good result tonight, as we've got a couple of people flirting with the walls back there.
Flirting with the walls, and we got some connection issues starting already. Paul Crumrye is starting to get the blinkies, but Ty Landis, real impressive drive so far as he's moved up into 7th spot.
Yep, good debut for the man so far. And he's just behind Tyler Vickery, who's...
No, that's Jeff Hollingsworth in front of him.
No, I'm looking at the wrong screen, that's why. Tyler Vickery running back in P17. He's dropped back a bit. Well, it's actually gained a position from that restart, sorry. Connor Ojeda is the one that's dropped to the back, though.
Probably not a bad idea this early in the going.
Yeah, and Kevin O'Brien's already put it on the hook. Not sure why.
Probably connection issues, if I had to hazard my guess. But the field already getting strung out like a frat boy on a 3-day bender.
That's a good thing about these classic Indy cars, is that you're gonna get the strung out racing and not the pack racing that you get from the modern day Indy cars.
No, and this is one of those series where the cream is really going to rise to the top because you've got to be up on the wheel to make this car last for 150 laps.
Yeah, and a 50% fuel level as well. There will be pit stops tonight, so I did the 50% fuel level just to make sure that there will be green flag pit stops in this race.
Sean Scott going to the inside of Crumrye already. Has to lift hard coming out of 1 to stay off of Crumrye. That's going to let Scotty Brinson get right up to his rear wing.
Got Scott Brinson in the Bobby Rahal throwback, number 14 there, back in P11 right now, right just outside the top 10. As we got our first caution.
Garrett Maines.
Oh, wow.
And Tyler Vickery, collateral damage in that one, trying to stay off of Garrett. Let's take a look at what happened with Maines. Coming down the front straightaway, hauls it off into turn 1 and just got the death wiggle.
Yeah. Didn't hit anybody. Oh, somebody else went around as well. It looked like it was Tyler.
It was Tyler Vickery. Trying to stay off him.
It looked like Greg Mack went around as well.
Oh. What happened to Matt? Wow. Let's back that one up a little more. Let's take a look at what happened to Greg Mack. Oh, he got nerfed.
Yeah. Looking that way. Unfortunate for Greg Mack on his debut. I keep saying on his debut. Everyone's making their debut tonight. I keep saying that. Bob Lacavara looks like he was caught up in it as well. He's coming down pit road as well.
I'm trying to figure out who that was. That was Robert Dudley that got into Greg Mack.
Ah, okay.
Well, Mack kind of bombed it in. Didn't expect Dudley to check up as hard as he did, and they banged wheels. This car is a little bit stronger than the modern Formula One and Indy cars that we have here in iRacing, but you're still not going to want to make a lot of contact like that.
Not at all.
And pit stops have already started. As Hollingsworth going pit side, Landis goes pit side, Crumry, Jeans, Maines, Allison. So,
yeah, exciting start already. I mean, they managed to make it 9 laps into it before the first caution came out, but that was by a very rare mistake by Garrett Maines. Luckily, Garrett Maines didn't get any damage from that, but he is in pit road regardless.
I'm thinking he was trying to see just how hard he could send it into one and just... no, that's not going to work. That's kind of the situation that we're in there.
Bob Lacavara, the first driver to be put a lap down here, as he's got to let everybody by. Looks like he didn't beat the pace car out of pit road.
Nope, just barely missed it. As lights are out on the pace car, Sam, why don't you get us going?
Of course I will. The Sage Karam, your man, at the point right now. Has led every lap so far tonight. Mark Walker up on the front row. He's having a very good start so far tonight. And Kieran Brigelli and David Martinez. So Sage Karam has got some teammates behind him. Got some support there. Nate Siefka, newest addition to No Limit Racing. He's up there in the top 5 as we're getting him going again. The pace car's off. Sage Karam not wasting any time. And look at the scramble for second place as David Martinez... No, Kieran Brigelli, goes straight up to second place and is followed by Nate Siefka.
Siefka was having struggles early in the hot lap session to get a handle on this car. It looks like he may have finally figured out how to drive the Lotus 79.
Yeah. And he's forced his way up to second there as Brigelli has to make evasive action there.
That second lane through 3 and 4 is probably where these guys are going to want to be. And from the looks of it, low line is not favorable at all tonight.
Brigelli! Big incident. Scott Princeton's in it as well.
Holy cow, what happened there?
That was contact between Brigelli and Mark Walker.
Michael Jeans catching a race car to the face. Let's see what the chopper picked up. So there's Walker coming through the dog leg, going to the high side, and they just banged wheels in the wrong way.
Yeah, Brigelli had to tow that because he was on his roll hoop.
And it looks like Mark Walker had to as well. Nope, Mark Walker did stick the landing. But the one I want to take a look at is we're going to go to the helmet cam we've got in Michael G's car. So here we are coming down the front straightaway. Almost 11,000 RPMs as Gene hauls it off into turn number 1. As Landis brushed the wall in front of him. You see it happen, and he's off the trigger, and just boom! Underpan to the face. Good grief. So let's take a look at Mark Walker here. And scores in for the tandem flipping from Walker and Brinson. 9.6, 9.6, 9.7, 1.2 from the Romanian judge.
I think we need to replace the Romanian judge. He's been giving people really bad scores for no reason lately.
You're not wrong. So most of the field just went down pit road to probably check their shorts, make sure they didn't change the flavor of their fire suit. And that just handed the lead of the race over to Robert Dudley.
Yeah. Robert Dudley staying out. I think, Sage Cameron taking the pit side finally. So we've got Robert Dudley, Jeff Hollingsworth, Paul Crumrye, Sean Scott, and Taylor Burris in the top 5. So he's having a good run so far.
Real impressive for a stock car guy like Taylor to, really open it up like this. I'm wondering if Sean Scott realizes how whacked out his wing is right now.
And I'll be back in a second because I've got to play League Owner.
Oh, boy. So Sam steps away. Taylor Burris, normally, again, a stock car guy, showing that he can hang with the open wheelers. Currently sitting 5th. Robert Dudley showing the way as the lights go out on the pace car yet again. Hollingsworth sits in 2nd. Crumrye and Scott in the 2nd row. Then you got Burris and Vickery. So 2 STP cars in row 3. Working lap 18 of 150. And from the racing we've seen so far, folks, you cannot tell me that all of these drivers want to be able to say, I won the first BOFA Indy Classic Series race. Everybody has brought their A game today. Everybody is up on the wheel tonight. Everybody is trying their hardest to be that person that can say, I won the first one ever. As the field working its way through the 3-4 complex, coming out of turn 4, pace car is in. Dudley has control of the field, gets it pointed straight, pulls the trigger, and we are back underway as Hollingsworth and Crumrye go side by side into turn number 1. Hollingsworth able to keep it wound up in that 2nd lane. Crumrye kind of has to lift a little bit to stay off him, as they're still getting him wound up, working through the gears manually.
Yep, and I'm back now. They just wanted to ask about bonus points and stuff like that, which is nothing too serious.
Fair enough.
And just want to touch on that. There are bonus points for leading lap, pole position, fastest lap, and clean race. So,
all right. As the 2 STP cars doing battle right now, that's Taylor Burris in the 72, Tyler Vickery in the 24. And Vickery able to use that high line to his advantage. And Robert Dudley is starting to gap Jeff Hollingsworth.
Yep, I'm just looking at Sage Cameron. Only just starting to make his way for the pack as he's working on the outside of Garrett Maines right now, and he gets around him.
Got a twofer in that corner as he started behind Greg Mack and finished in front of Garrett Maines. So Sage really on a tear right now. And like we were saying, everybody wants to be that person that can say, I won the first ever official race for BOFA Indy Classic.
Yep, Robert Dudley looks in good shape right now as he's 1.2 seconds to the good over Jeff Hollingsworth. He's really checked out right now.
And that's the thing, with this car in clean air, even on, there's 10 lap difference in the tires, as Robert Dudley has not come down pit side yet.
And still is able to pull away.
Right, and that's because he's running a lighter fuel load than some of these guys. But this car in clean air is unstoppable. And you get it into dirty air, and you're really find out who the drivers are. As the field's starting to get strung out a little bit again.
Yeah, your biggest mover so far, Bradley Allison, started 21st. He's already up to P11. Right behind Damon Martinez right now. And I will say it again, Tony, the sound of these cars just tearing around this track, that classic Ford DFV engine is just almost orgasmic to hear right now.
You're not wrong.
It's just, oh my God.
Who do we want to go on board with for a couple laps?
Let's go on board with the man himself, Sage Karam.
Or not.
Who was it this time?
Greg Mack.
Oh, big damage for Greg Mack. That might be... Actually, no, the thing about these cars is that there's no too much damage done. You can get it fixed, but it's going to take a long time to get it fixed.
He just backed it into the tires coming off of turn one.
Yeah.
So that is going to... that's a rough one.
Yeah, as Greg Mack has put it on the hauler. So Greg Mack, the second casualty of tonight's race, as he is now out of this event. Robert Dudley got the caution he wanted, didn't he?
He got the caution he needed, because I'm not 100% certain what the fuel load will let you have, but it looks like Dudley going pit side, Jeff Hollingsworth, Tyler Vickery, Garrett Maines, Damon Martinez going back pit side. Nope, Martinez stays out. So that's going to hand the lead of the race over to Paul Crumrine.
Yep. And Taylor Burris promoted up to second. Bear with me 1 second, sorry.
And Bob Lacavara getting the wave around. So we're going to step away from a quick word from the Esports Network.
And he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Race lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside. Trunk goes long into second place.
Going for the switch. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though. Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And we are back at the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix International Raceway, for the inaugural race of the BOFA Indy Classic Series. Tony Trapasso and Sam Cooper Bennett up in the booth with you tonight as the lights go out on the pace car. Working lap 30 of 150. Taylor Burris going to have the button. And this is going to be fun to watch, Sam.
Yeah, Taylor Burris started 17th, has made his way up to P1 already. Stayed out during the caution run, but Sage Karam, David Martinez, Michael Jeans, Jeff Hollingsworth, Nate Seifke, Garrett Maines, and Tyler Vickery staying out as well. So they're all on old tyres there. So Taylor Burris is there on pure merit, not because he stayed out on older tyres. So he's got the same tyres and same power unit as Sage Karam. So it's going to be interesting to see how Mr. Burris can contain the pro here.
Well, we're getting ready to find out as the pace car makes that hard left turn. Burris pulls the trigger. Karam jumps in behind him. And we are back underway as Damon Martinez, Martinez and Hollingsworth slugging it out for third. Third. Ooh, that'll change the flavor of your fire suit real quick as Burris got a little bit of a wiggle as Karam was right behind him coming through the dogleg on the backstretch.
That Michael Jeans finds his way up to third place as well. Made that fourth place, sorry. So Jeans having a good run here tonight. Bradley Allison, his march for the field continues.
Oh!
That's Tyler Vickery.
I can't find him. It won't let me go to him. There it is. So let's keep an eye on Vickery there in the STP-24. Got pinched up into the wall and just eats it. Everybody else doing an amazing job to just not kill him.
Yeah, it was either hit the wall or take out another driver, and he chose the former there.
Well, you know, that's the thing. A lot of these guys, nobody wants to be that guy.
Yeah.
And we've all been on track with that guy.
Yeah.
Where you know that if you're anywhere near that guy, your team is going to be piecing the car back onto the hauler in about 20 minutes time.
No, that guy sounds really like a real asshole, you know.
Yeah, I know him quite well.
So, looks like Connor Ojeda, Sean Scott, and Tyler Vickery bringing the pit side now. So, caution number 4 here. Sage Karen still leads the race with Taylor Burris in second. Mark Walker getting his lucky dog here.
Good to see Mark getting back on the lead lap. And for those of you wondering what is on Mark's car, that's a fun little paint scheme I decided to do. Let me find Mark real quick. Yes, that does say Flintstone Flyer. And for those of you who are longtime fans of Ohio racing, you'll recognize that name of a car from Todd Gibson from the 60s. And Mark, being an Ohio native, decided, hey, I want to rep my state. So.
Tyler Vickery back in pit road. Probably doing a bit of pit farming.
Safe bet. Not that there's a lot to farm on this car. It's either you fix it or you don't.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's not like the modern Indy cars where if you use your fast repair and get damaged again, the unit is done. It just says it won't say too much damage you're done, if that makes any sense.
The only time it does that is if you push the engine past 12,000 RPM.
Yeah. Or if your car's flying ass over here around the track like Mark Walker was earlier.
Yeah, luckily he had his fast repair.
Yeah.
So 17 cars on the lead lap. Looks like lights are out on the pace car.
Yep. So Sage Karen going to bring him back to the green here. Taylor Burris in a very impressive second place there. Still keeping it pretty up there in the top 5. Damon Martinez is in 3rd. Michael Jeans in 4th. And Jeff Hollingsworth running out of top 5. And Nate Siefke just sitting outside the top 5 there in 6th place. Had a scary incident with Mark Walker earlier. Well, he was caught up in the incident with Mark Walker earlier. Managing to keep it up there in the top 10. Garrett Maines, who had that spin to bring out the first caution, he's still up there in the top 10, so don't count him out at this point. And Bradley Allison's march is continuing. He's up to P9 now.
Very impressive drive from the little rugger from down under as field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Pace car makes that hard left turn, and Karam holds him down a little bit. Finally pulls the trigger, and Martinez is able to go with him, as is Jeff Hollingsworth.
Yeah, look at Garrett Maines actually making a run on the inside as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's Maines.
Oh, we're going to be into the Taylor Burris. Nate Siefke's involved. And another caution here. So what happened? Wow, okay. Taylor Burris was in that.
Hollingsworth slid up into Burris. Burris hit the wall. hit Jeans, hit Siefker, and Robert Dudley caught Siefker's car to the face. So let's see that from Robert Dudley's point of view here, as we are going to go on the roll hoop. And here's Robert's car. You'll see everything happen in front of him there. Bang, bang, and thud.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
And that was Taylor Burris's car that he caught to the face.
Yep, and Taylor Burris actually stuck the landing as well. So what are the scores this time, Tony?
Scores are not in yet.
Oh. Romanian judge taking his time again. So nobody bringing in pit side this time. Sage Karam still keeping it out on the track. Damon Martinez in second. Garrett Maines able to move up to third place. He managed to get around all the melee and move up into the top three there, Tony.
Yeah, he did, and it's good to see him get through there, threading the needle, if you will. Scores are in for Taylor Burris on the half gainer. 9.8, 9.8, 9.5, 10 from the Romanian judge.
10?
10.
Wow, he's actually being nice for a change.
I'm thinking the payoff's in the mix here.
Okay.
I've never seen the Romanian judge give that high a score ever.
I don't think he'll ever give such a high score. Ever. But anyway.
Anyways.
Caution number 5. And we're not even 1/3 distance yet. I will promise that this won't set the precedent for the rest of the season. Well, considering we've got 2 road courses coming up next, I don't think we will.
Next week's road course is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And for those of you not members of the iRacing Simulator who've never seen the Long Beach circuit,
you're in for a treat.
It reminds me of a post-apocalyptic Long Beach, where it looks like maybe a bomb or two have gone off.
Yeah, it would be Los Angeles if you got hit by a nuke.
Yeah. And I dare say that with the layout that they went with, in order to avoid having to replant the virtual flowers every lap, there's no flowers by the fountain. It's just fountain.
Yeah. And then following that, we go to Road Atlanta, and that's an interesting track all by itself.
Very much so. But field working its way through the 3-4 complex stage here. I'm going to have the button again. Damon Martinez right with him. Garrett Maines. And we have seen just bombs thrown by these 3 guys the last 3 weeks.
Yep, and they're underway again. Sage Karam not wasting any time. Look at Garrett Maines straight to the inside of Martinez. Oh, sliding on the track. That's very close.
And that's what brought out the last caution was, not being mindful of the aero push on the inside like that. Garrett Maines doing the right thing, backs out of it. And let's go on board for a lap or two with our leader, Sage Karam. And that's what 3 laps from the cockpit of Sage Karam's car looks like. Sam, that is just musical porn to my ears.
It is. Just the sound of that car. All of the cars just going around the track like they are, and it's just a beautiful sound. And this is one of the reasons why I brought this series to the Masters, is because to hear this car at full speeds, giving it full beats. I mean, the series itself on iRacing doesn't get any credit whatsoever. The official races on iRacing in the Lotus 79 doesn't get any love whatsoever. And you know, if it means I've got to bring a series like this to iRacing and show everybody what the Lotus 79 really can do, then I think I've done a hell of a job here.
Oh, Paul Crumright getting it all wrong, coming through 3 and 4. Got that started in 1, and he was fighting it through 2, trying to stay out of everybody's way. It's grabbing as it goes into 3, into the safer barrier, tries to stay out of everybody's way.
And discretion being the better part of Valerie actually brings it down pit road.
He got it down there, somehow didn't take anybody with him, so good on you, Paul. Meanwhile, let's go back live. And that has really spread the field out as guys were taking evasive actions to try to stay off of him.
Yeah, as Scott Brinson has passed Paul Crumright. Paul Crumright is now going to be 2 laps down. Scott Brinson now has the lucky dog spot, so if a caution should fall now, he'll be back on the lead lap.
He is. And he's between 2 of the safest drivers on the track right now. That's Bob Lacavara in front of him and Johnny Antonucci behind him. You know, 2 of the hard luck kids of the league that, you know, usually if something goes wrong with either one of their cars, it's through no fault of their own. It's usually somebody else's dumpster fire that they've been caught up in.
Yeah, Lacavara and Vickery having one hell of a battle right now. Behind him, Ojeda and
Johnny Antonucci. Oh yeah, no, that is Bergelli.
Yeah.
Bergelli's 2 laps down though.
Yeah. So Ojeda trying to keep Bergelli behind him, simply for the fact that he is 2 laps ahead of him. So, looks like things are starting to settle down now, Tony. Everybody's
and just as you say that, it's Mark Walker and Hollingsworth going at it, going through 3 and 4.
Yeah.
The one thing about this car is you've really got to time your runs almost perfect.
Yeah. Looks like Mark Walker's starting to get another run on Hollingsworth though as they go towards turn 3. Not too close. He's a bit too far behind this time round. He's got Nate Sievka for company right behind him as well. And Tyson Landis is there as well.
And they're gaining on Robert Dudley.
Yeah.
As Dudley looks like he may have smacked the wall coming off of 2.
Yeah, there goes Hollingsworth to the outside. Makes the move stick. Can Mark Walker get around him? Darts it to the inside. Dives it down to the bottom line. The middle line's still very strong around here, so Dudley's still going to hold on for now. It looks like he's got his momentum back slightly now, so he keeps the position. And here comes Sievka as well. He's going to take advantage of Mark Walker, losing a bit of speed behind Dudley. And there goes Sievka to the outside and takes the position away from Mark Walker.
And that's what you're going to need to do to make passes here, is you're going to need to just let it hang out and let it eat on that high line.
Yeah, so Sievka up to P6 now. Robert Dudley still in the top 5, not sure how. He's managed to get his momentum back after losing a ton of speed. Karam has actually stretched his lead out to nearly 2 seconds now.
Yeah, but take a look at the gap between 2nd and 3rd. You got there's Damon Martinez in 2nd. there's Garrett Maines. So almost the whole entirety of 3 and 4 is the separating distance between those two.
Yep.
And Hollingsworth is reeling in Maines right now.
Yeah, Jeff Hollingsworth has got the bit between his teeth now since passing Robert Dudley. And yeah, he's actually he's catching up to his teammate now, so we could be having an inter-team battle here between two Turn 3 drivers. Jeff Hollingsworth and Garrett Maines being the drivers in question.
But we know Turn 3 Motorsports is much like most of the other teams that we know of in iRacing, where the only team rules are try not to kill each other, and if you are going to kill each other, make sure it's a Sports Center highlight.
Yeah, and let's talk about the elephant in the room. Raven Motorsports has unfortunately departed from the world of racing, and now they're called SKM Motorsports. Bit of a sudden change there this past week, Tony.
I was just as shocked as everybody else when I found out the news of what was going on. No idea. I found out about it Thursday morning when the points came out, and found out that Sage had left Raven Motorsports.
Yeah. And now, since then, Rick Raven has withdrawn from competition from both Top Fuel Racing, and he withdrew from the BOFA Indy Classic Series before it even began. So that left Martinez, Brigelli, and Scott with nowhere to go. So Sage Cameron said, yeah, come and join my team. So now Raven Motorsports is now known as SKM, which is short for Sage Cameron Motorsports.
Sure. I don't claim to know what's going on. I don't think I really want to know all the details. But it's one of those it is what it is kind of deals.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Nate Seifker all over the rear wing of Robert Dudley right now.
And I can't help but think that we might be approaching green flag pit stops at some point here, Tony.
Well, some of these cats got about 50 laps on their tires or in the fuel right now. I'm thinking with all the on-off that these guys are doing, even with the cautions, we've got to be getting close.
Yeah. Nate Seifker's still right behind Robert Dudley there. And believe it or not, that is probably the closest battle out on the track right now. There is a battle between Taylor Burris and Tyler Vickery right now that's going on. As Taylor Burris goes to the inside of Michael Jeans.
And where's Sage? There he is. Ooh, that was mildly scary. Connection issues for your leader right now. Not what you want to have happen when you're starting to get into lap traffic.
Yeah, the Sage Cameron just lapped his teammate Sean Scott there.
Garrett Maines having connection issues. So server quality for the server going in the toilet.
Kind of typical for the first race, isn't it?
Yeah, why not? So let's check back in with this battle for fifth. As it's now turned.
Yeah.
Seifker's dropped back. Hollingsworth has fallen back into the clutches of Robert Dudley.
We're not careful here. We could have a 4-car battle here for 4th place.
We're getting there. If you look in front of him, Jeff Hollingsworth is actually falling back into the clutches of Garrett Maines is falling back to Hollingsworth now, too.
So we could have a 5-car battle for 3rd place. Which will make things very exciting.
Exciting, yeah, that's one way to put it. But, oh, crap it.
And out of the 21 drivers that started, we still have 19 still running. So that's not bad going for this part of the race. We're on about to tick over to lap 70 now.
Again, when you figure out how much of a niche car this is, too, that, not a lot of people. It's one of those cars that if you run it in official, you either love it or you hate it. And it's only when you get somebody with a vision that, I want to run this on an oval track, then this car becomes a lot of fun.
Yep. We're about to hit halfway distance as well now.
We are. And it looks like Garrett Maines is starting to... Garrett Maines has some wing damage.
Oh, wow. Maybe... Oh,
crap. Ojeda involved. That's Sage Karam.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. What the hell just happened?
Sage Karam disappeared. Sage Karam disappeared. He came back on the track and Ojeda didn't see him come back and they both collided. That's what I can see anyway.
Actually, Ojeda never touched him.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go on board with Damon Martinez and see what Damon may have saw here.
We're going to get pit stops here as well now.
What the hell is going on here? Yeah, that's a bad connection issue for Sage Karam. By the time he came back, he was already into the wall.
Yeah, so connection issues for Sage Karam there. That's literally gifted. Wait, Sage Karam's gone back into the lead. Why is Damon Martinez dropping back? Oh, he's got a penalty for speeding in pit road. That's gifted the lead back to Sage Karam, so Damon Martinez having a big problem now. Got busted for speeding, he's got to fall to the back of the field.
Oh, you hate to see that happen. Jeez. And that's something we did touch upon at the beginning of the broadcast, is unfortunately there's no pit road speed limiter in this car.
No electronical aids in this car. Tyson Landis has put his car on the hauler, not sure why. It looks like he's just parked it and left.
Well, we're just past the halfway mark. And Mark Walker looks to have possibly parked.
Mark Walker. Mark Walker, I think, has got Mark Walker's got serious connection issues.
Oh boy.
His quality's just gone down to 31.
That's never a good sign.
Not at all, as the lights are off on the pace car. Sean Scott going to get the wave around here. Same for Scott Brinson. So Brinson back on the lead lap now. Sean Scott going to be only 1 lap down now. Unfortunately, Tyson Landis is out of this event now. Kieran Bruggelli is going to be 2 laps down. Michael Jean's 2 laps down. Who's in pit road just getting a top up of fuel. Paul Crumright, 2 laps down as well. Sage Karam, how lucky does that guy feel right now after his teammate getting that penalty?
I'm thinking that he's probably got a lucky rabbit's foot crammed somewhere.
And there goes Mark Walker.
Oh, crap. So Karam has the button as the field gets ready to get back to green. Pace car is in. And Karam wasted no time, pulls the trigger, and we are back live.
Yeah, and he's back alongside his old sparring partner, Mr. Garrett Maines.
And here comes Nate Siefker as well.
Yeah. And remember, no love lost between Garrett Maines and Sage Karam. Those two have been bitter rivals in the Top Fuel Racing Series.
Well, all 3 of these guys have been known to throw hand grenades at each other on a regular basis.
Yeah, and Jeff Hollingsworth's been known to throw his hat in the ring as well sometimes as well.
Oh!
That was close.
That could have ended 8 different kinds of poorly, but luckily... And you got to feel for Garrett Maines. He just got the front wing fixed. And he's already got a crinkle in it.
Yeah, and Sean Scott nearly got run over by his own teammate there. Kieran Bruggelli didn't realise how slow he was going and nearly barreled into the back of the number 66. Yeah, but it's just business as usual for Sage Karam now as he's back in the lead. Already 3/10 of the second to the good, or was 3/10 of the second to the good over Nate Siefker. Now Nate Siefker all over the rear wing now of the number 4 machine.
Got that great pull down the front straightaway to let Nate really start to reel Sage in. The question is, getting to him's one thing, getting by him is another.
Yeah.
And we know that second line is going to be preferred. So if you're Sage Karam, do you defend low or do you defend high?
I'd defend high as
Oh!
Gets into the wall. That's gonna lose in the speed he needs to get by him. I think it was only a wheel hit, so it probably won't do too much damage to his car, but he's definitely lost a lot of momentum there.
Even a wheel hit with the aluminum uprights that these cars have, you put a bend in it, and it's definitely going to change the handling of the car.
Yeah, and Garrett Maines under pressure from Jeff Hollingsworth now.
Hollingsworth looks like he might be struggling a little bit.
Might be right there.
Not happy in traffic, Jeff Hollingsworth.
No, he's backed right off Garrett Maines now. Meanwhile, Nate Siefker starting to reel Sage Karam back in again.
As Martinez looks to the inside of Bob Lacavara coming through the 3-4 complex.
Yeah, Martinez is going to be driving like a man possessed now after getting that penalty. And he's got Taylor Burris right behind him. Taylor Burris rebounding after his incident earlier. And he's got Scott Brinson right behind him. Brinson's on a charge now since he got back on the lead lap.
Absolutely. And Bob Lacavara was doing what he had to do in turn 3, defending that middle line and not allowing Martinez to get a run on him. Gives him the inside going into 1, and then gets a run back on him going through 3 and 4.
Yep, so Martinez gets the position away from Lacavara. Here comes Burris now. Going to dive it down to the bottom of the track as they go towards turn 1. Not going to get the speed he needs going down there, as the high line is much better. And there goes Scott Brinson to the outside of Burris now and takes the position away. Brinson up to the top 10 now.
Absolutely, and that's one of those things where, you know, the open wheel guys know where they need to put these cars, and, you know, Taylor was running the stock car line there, whereas the guys that have a lot of open wheel experience are gonna, be able to run that high line. You see Lacavara right now, he's able to keep it wound up on that second lane and make it stick, because his car just generates so much downforce. The car is going to be able to hang on.
Yeah, Mark Walker is back out on track. He's 11 laps down, but he's back in this race, so to speak.
That's a shame.
Scott Brinson, I think he's just pulled the move of the race, though, passing Bob Lacavara on the low line. So Brinson really on the move right now, and he's starting to close in on Damon Martinez as well now. And Scott Brinson proving why he's a reigning IndyCar champion.
Very much so. Scott has a lot of open wheel experience. He knows what the cars can do. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a lot of 79 experience, but he knows what a car can do, and he's got a great feel for the car too.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the front, Nate Sifka still keeping Sage Carrington very honest right now. Not letting him get away.
Well, there's still a lot of racing left to do, so Nate knows it's not really go time yet, but he's, like you said, he's keeping him honest, making sure that, Sage, I'm here. If you, step on your own junk, I'm going to make you pay for it.
I had to add again there because he's already done it once tonight.
Yeah.
As there goes
Martinez to the inside of Vickery.
Yeah. I was about to mention that. I didn't know if you were showing it or not.
And here goes Brinson to the inside of Martinez.
And Chris Bouchard is in the live chat. He says, hi, Tony and Sam.
What's going on, Chris? When are we going to see you in one of these?
He is a member of the league, so...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it took Brinson 3 laps to do it. He finally gets the clear on Martinez. And now Brinson's going to take a shot at Vickery. With the line Vickery's running, I got to think that every time those guys get near him, he's just taking all the air off the front wing of those cars, and he's making it extra difficult to get by him.
Thing is, though, is that it's working for him, though. The treat for him as he's able to keep Scott Brinson behind him. Not exactly catching up to Bradley Allison, though.
Siefker has gotten by Sage Karam.
Oh, wow.
Let's go back and take a look at the pass for that lead. Here they are just 2 laps ago. Siefker gets a run on him coming out of 2. Oh, Sage hit the wall. That's what happened. Just killed a ton of momentum. And Siefker just motored on by in the 3-4 complex.
Yeah, and Karam's dropped to P10. He's in trouble.
A lot of damage on that car.
Yeah, he's had to bring a pit side. He's driving a wounded car now. Into pit road he goes. Let's see how long he's going to be in pit road for. He's straight back out again. But he's going to fall a lap down now, Tony.
He has. The only good news is he's coming out right behind his teammate, Kieran Begelli.
Yeah. So should we have another caution here? Sage Karam will get the lucky dog. Meanwhile, Nate Siefka sitting pretty at the top now. 3 seconds to the good over Garrett Maines, who's managed to stretch his lead over Jeff Hollingsworth now as well.
And again, it's one of those deals where I don't think Hollingsworth is happy with his car in traffic.
No.
And just look at the front wing on Garrett Maines' car. How is he able to get the speed with that F up a front wing?
I don't know, but it's not helping him at all. He's actually losing time to Nate Siefka. Siefka is pulling away at a rate of knots right now, and that is because of the damage. And there's the caution that Sage Karam wanted, and it's Sage Karam. Sage Karam is out of this event.
He just parked. Sam, you want to go reach out to Sage, not on air, and find out what's going on?
I would, but he's already left TeamSpeak.
Okay.
So we'll find out in due course, I suppose.
Well, on the good news, that's going to give the wave around to his teammate Sean Scott.
Yep. It's only going to put him back one lap down. He was one lap down on the last caution, but he got lapped again by Nate Siefka, so Sean Scott has got to do it all over again as Siefka's going to bring everyone down pit road now.
And here's something I do want to just touch base on. We're getting very close to the window of you can make it from here.
Yeah, they're on lap 105 now, so there's 45 laps to go at the line, so they're very close. Oh, as Garrett Maines beats Nate Siefka at pit road.
He did, but Damon Martinez stayed out.
Yes, he did. Question is, how will those old tyres and fuel hold out in that number 3 machine?
It's a good question, but unfortunately, by Damon staying out, he just screwed his teammate. That's Karen Pagelli, who was looking to get a wave around.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'll be right back, Tony. I'm going to ask the guys in the SKM room if Sage is okay.
Yeah. So, a lot of strategy starting to rear its ugly head as we are within the distance of you might be able to make it from here. So, Martinez, Burris up into second, Garrett Maines in third, Seifer sits fourth. Hollingsworth, Robert Dudley, Scotty Brinson in seventh, Tyler Vickery in eighth, Brad Allison in ninth, and Bob Lacavara into the top 10.
So, word from the SKM room. Sage Karam is a passionate man. He'll just go for a 6-mile run and he'll be back. He'll be okay again.
A 6-mile run
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah. And I don't even know where he lives.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to go running at night. Pennsylvania.
It's not snowing yet.
No, but it's getting colder.
It's not all that warm here in upstate New York.
But yeah, Sage is just done for the night. He didn't have the heart in it after he made that last mistake, and he's put it behind the wall. And unfortunately, while he did that, he actually brought out caution number 7 here. So,
Well, pace car getting ready to duck on in. Martinez is going to have the button as we get ready to head back to green. Taylor Burris currently sitting in second as Martinez rolls into it.
Oh. Green, green, green.
Burris caught asleep at the switch. And here comes Garrett Maines. And they touch.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
wow.
There's Maines not given a lot of room. And
It's the slightest the taps.
And it was just that little bit of contact. Let's see what the chopper picked up. Yep, Martinez got in the aero wash coming through one, started to come up the track, and unfortunately Garrett Main's left rear tire was there. Let's watch that one again. Here's the restart.
I'm surprised there wasn't a wreck on the restart itself after Taylor Burris getting it all wrong on the restart.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, let's go back and take a look at that one, and take a look at the evasive actions everybody else had to take. I don't know if Taylor wasn't in the right gear or what happened, but he was 3 wide with Hollingsworth and Dudley going into turn 1.
Yeah, and still Taylor Burris managed to gain from that after the spin by David Martinez, so...
He did? He was second on the restart.
Maybe not then. Maybe not.
Yeah.
So it's in P5. And
it could have been a whole lot worse than it was.
Yeah. Could have been a whole lot worse.
Meanwhile, Garrett Maines in the position he was hoping to be in all night as he starts to get the blinkies. Oh, great. So we are back under caution. Maines, Siefker, Hollingsworth, Dudley, Burris, Vickery, Brinson, Lacavara, Ojeda, and Brad Allison cracking into the top 10 tonight.
Well, Brad Allison has already been in the top 5 tonight. He's actually dropped a few positions since that long green flag run we had. So, Brad Allison, despite he started 20th, and he's up to the top 10, I can't help but think he's one of the early contenders for BOFA Driver of the Night tonight.
He's on the short list.
Taylor Burris is on the short list.
Taylor Burris is definitely on the short list, being a full fendered guy coming here and playing with the open wheelers.
Connor Ojeda, a guy we've never heard from.
Connor Ojeda I'm impressed by that young man.
Yeah, although you were fixing to put him 2 laps down for running the Lotus scheme.
No, I still want to. Anybody that shows up to this series with a full-fledged Formula One scheme, I still say it's a 2-lap penalty. You have to start, wait for you have to pit start and wait 2 laps before you can leave your stall. It's IndyCars, man. It's IndyCars.
Tyler Vickery is one of the contenders for Driver of the Night tonight.
He's got a hell of a run going. The young gunner is really impressing me tonight, too. And how about Bob Lacavara?
He's on that list as well.
Absolutely. As the lights are out on the pace car, field working his way through the 3-4 complex, makes that hard left turn onto pit road, and Garrett Maines wasting no time getting on it.
We got a start line crash.
What the flip?
That's Taylor Burris again, not getting going off the restart.
And gets punted.
By Scott Brinson.
What the hell just happened? We're going to go on board with Taylor and find out what the hell just happened.
A lot of good cars caught up in that. David Martinez was in that as well. That's the last thing he needed after that incident he had on the previous restart.
He's in second gear.
Okay, you need to be in first gear, bud.
No, you know what happened? He missed his shift.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, let's watch that again. You can hear it. He actually misses a shift. Watch the tack, folks. His 3-4 shift would not go into gear. Wow. Damn.
I know, yeah. Scott Brinson is in pit road. I'm not sure if he's going to get out though, because he's got some considerable damage on that car. He's out the car. Scott Brinson's night might be over here. No, he's back in the car again. Okay.
And Bob Lacavara, unfortunately, has already burned his fast repair. So with as screwed up as that car is right now, he might be done as well.
Yeah. David Martinez is out of the car as well. He's done. Michael Jean's still able to continue. Paul Cromroy is done as well. Mark Walker, despite being 11 laps down, is still able to pick off the places from the people that have retired here tonight.
Yeah, but if he gets back on the lead lap, I'm going to be an unhappy camper. No offense to him.
And Scott Brinson amazingly manages to stay on the lead lap. I believe.
Yes.
Same for Taylor Burris.
No. Taylor's a lap down.
Oh, okay. So we'll only have 9 cars left on the lead lap here. Bradley Allison. He's got a pretty screwed up win here. He's going to have to take his fast repair.
Jeepers.
We knew this was going to happen in these cars. These guys aren't used to the cars, and the first race was always going to be a crapshoot.
And the other thing too is, especially with the transmission in this car, if you're using a stick as okay, Scott just took it down pit road and didn't bother stopping in his stall. But if you're using a stick shift and you don't match your revs just right, you can jam that gearbox, very easily. And that's what we just saw happen. And I'm thinking that's probably what happened on the previous restart too.
Yeah, Chris Bouchard just said just because you're going to park him for 2 laps, we're in a Formula 1 scheme. He goes, just for that, I'm running the worst Formula 1 scheme, the most ugliest scheme. As we're under green.
Most ugliest Formula 1 scheme.
I don't know. Anyway, Garrett Main's getting off to a good start there. He's managed to keep Nate Seifka behind him. Jeff Hollingsworth in there in third, Robert Dudley in fourth. Tyler Vickery rounds out the top 5, and Conor O'Hader up there in the top 6 as well. Sean Scott there is finally back on the lead lap. He's already up to P7, so good rebound there for the number 66.
Excellent drive for the 66. But getting back to what Chris Bouchard was referring to, if I had to guess, I'm going to say he's going to run the 1976 Beta March scheme.
Yeah. Very orange that scheme was.
Not a fan of that scheme.
Very orange.
Meanwhile, Tyler Vickery under attack right now from Robert Dudley. And Dudley under attack from Sean Scott.
Actually, Vickery just got by Dudley. Vickery.
That'll do it then.
Yeah, Vickery just passed him like he was standing still. Now Vickery is now setting his sights on Jeff Hollingsworth. And he is actually catching him,
Not anymore, he's not.
No.
Just gave up a ton of time down the back chute. It's Hollingsworth just holding court right now with Seifter right in front of him. Garrett Maines 7/10 up the road. As we are fast approaching 25 to go. So Hollingsworth with a little bit of blinking action going on. And where are we? Scott Brinson hanging in there. I got to give him credit. As messed up as that Budweiser number 14 is, Scott's doing a hell of a job to keep that thing going as fast as he is. Yes, he's 20 miles an hour off the pace, but still, he's going to finish this one.
Absolutely. And the top 10 in the first ever race in the BOFA Indy Classic Series. I know it's not the win, but in a field this size, in the first ever race, it's not too shabby, to be fair.
You figure we started the night with 22 cars, started the race with 21 of them. You know, just to finish is impressive.
Yeah.
Especially at, you know, Phoenix is one of those tracks where either you love it or you hate it. It's you're either going to get the setup right and love the feel of it, or you're going to be struggling all night. And some of these guys started off struggling, and then they figured it out. As there goes Garrett Maines flashing by. Here comes Nate Seifter. And Hollingsworth there as well. You see those guys flash by. That's what 20 miles an hour difference looks like, folks.
Yeah, and there goes Tyler Vickery now to the inside of Brinson. Oh, Vickery into the wall. Still able to keep it going though.
Garrett Maines, though, continuing to show the way and starting to stretch his lead right now. 1.3 to the good as we are 22 laps to go. Now, these guys should be able to make it from here on fuel. Whether or not the tires hang on, that's a different story.
Hopefully they will. We're getting closer and closer to the end. We're going to be 20 laps to go at the line.
We will be 20 to go, and this field is very strung out right now.
Yeah. John Scott still holding on there in P6. Just he's actually 5 seconds to the good over Bradley Allison. Allison did take his fast repair on that last caution, but not able to close the gap between himself and the 66. So Allison just pretty content to stay there in P7 right now.
And I can't say I blame him, especially after the night that we've seen tonight. You know, you go into survival mode after a certain point. He's already burned his fast repair. He's just trying to make sure he's got as much clean track around him as he can. So if something does happen, he's got plenty of time to react and, you know, just keep it safe and bring the car home in one piece. And that's really what a lot of these guys are doing right now, is just worrying about bringing the car home in one piece.
Absolutely. And he's not under any pressure either. Connor Hayder is another 3 seconds back from Allison. He's there in P8. It looks like Nate Seifker's starting to reel in Garrett Maines a little bit there. Oh, Brigali's got problems.
And yeah, Seifker has cut the lead from 1.7 down to 1 flat.
We might still have a race out of this.
Well, we're about to find out as Seifker's 0.4 a lap quicker. So with 15 to go, Nate Seifker making a last-minute charge, and we're about to see what these guys are going to have left.
Yeah, they're about to put another lap on Scott Brinson.
There's a 0.2 advantage for Seifker there, and it's probably going to be more this lap as Maines got caught up behind the lapper of Brinson, as Seifker's there now.
Yeah, didn't take him long. He got into the draft, and now he's right behind Garrett Maines as they make their way into turn 1. Johnny Antonucci's there. Maybe he could be a factor in how this plays out. No, Johnny Antonucci, being the good guy that he always is, just gets out of the way.
And you kind of got to wonder if Seifker is going to try the high line at any point, because that low line bomb is not going to work.
There's flyby Crumry right now.
Crumry with a lot of front end damage on that car.
Yeah.
It looks like Maines realized that Seifker was starting to reel him in. He's turned the wick up now. Oh, hang on to her. And that was what Seifker needed.
Yeah. Is he going to get the run, though?
Ah, crap.
We got a caution. Wow.
Scott Brinson got it all wrong. What happened? Oh! Okay. Sean Scott just hip checked Scott Brinson.
That's not good.
I mean, Scotty was already way on the high line trying to stay out of the way, and Sean Scott just hip checked and coming through 1.
Yeah. Brinson able to keep it going, though, so not too much more damage there for the 14. That's Conor O'Hader right behind him.
So let me ask you this, Sam.
Yeah.
Who comes in and who stays to put tires on?
Well, this is where the gamble comes into play as
Tyler Vickery.
He's playing the strategy game now. As there goes Johnny Antonucci to get his lucky dog.
So Vickery coming in, Sean Scott coming in, Ojeda coming in.
And Chris Bouchard, you're absolutely right. That was going to be a good finish, but we will have more excitement when we go back to green because they're all right together again now.
They are, and I think that would be a good time for everybody to place their bets. How many cars do we lose going into turn 1?
Well, there's 15 still running, so
I'm going to put the over-under at 12.
how many cars are still running or how many cars are still left?
How many cars we lose in turn 1?
I'll go under. Chris, are you going to go over or under? We'll wait for his response. As lights are off on the pace car.
The lights are off on the pace car. We are going to go back to green with... no, they're not.
7 laps to go.
The lights are not out on the pace car, sir.
I thought they were. Oh. I need to go and get my eyes tested again. So we're going to go back to green with 6 to go then, maybe?
somewhere between 5 and 6. At which point, next flag would end it.
Uh-huh. I'm glad you're enjoying the show, Chris Bouchard. He says, I'm hoping none. This has been a good race. And for the best part, it has been a good race. It's been a really good race.
It has. We've seen a lot of action. We've seen a lot of drama played out. And that's the type of action that you're going to see with this series. It's really a driver's series. There's no electronic aids, as we found out. There's no. It harkens back to the days when you really had to be up on the wheel every lap. So
Yeah.
Lights are now out on the pace car. We're going to go back to green with 6 to go. Garrett Maines is going to have the button. Seifker, Hollingsworth, and Dudley are going to have one shot at him. And it's going to be the restart going into 1. Now, Tyler Vickery is the freshest tires on the track right now.
What is going to happen here? This is going to be exciting from this point onwards.
Place your bets. Pace car is in. Maines holds him down, gets it pointed straight, pulls the trigger, and we are back underway. Everybody single file, everybody playing nice so far. Seifker going to have one shot at him. Hollingsworth right there. Tyler
Seifker's in the wall! In a big way! Manages to keep it below the yellow line, but the green flag stays out, but that is Seifker's race done.
And Tyler Vickery has dropped connection.
He manually disconnected, he didn't lose connection. And I'm going to go and try and find out why.
Eesh.
The good old Alt F4 right there for Mr. Vickery. So, Garrett Maines, I think he's just been gifted the race there, Tony.
I think he has too, because his nearest competitor is over 2 seconds back, and that's Jeff Hollingsworth. And behind him, the battle for third is about as hot as a Texas bonfire right now, as Dudley and Sean Scott. What
And that's the race.
just happened? Who did we lose?
Conor Ojeda. Having such a good run tonight, only for it to come undone like that, all by himself as well.
Well, it's basically academic here.
And you got to feel for Nate Seifker as well, because he was having such a good run, only for it to come undone like that as well.
Yeah, he was. And you hate to see anybody's race end like that, as Garrett Maines is picking up the pace car here for the final lap. White flag is already out. So let's
Yep, as Maines crosses the line, he's the first ever winner of the BOFA Indy Classic Series.
all right. Well, let's see who we can find here. Who do we want to talk to first, sir?
P3, which would be Robert Dudley.
P3. Robert Dudley is... Where the hell is he?
Now I'll let you conduct that interview. I'll speak to you second place.
I'm trying to find him. I don't see him.
Top Fuel Ali.
I see him now. So we are going to be reaching out to our P3 finisher, Mr. Robert Dudley. Robert, you had a hell of a run going tonight. Led a couple of laps here. What are your first impressions of the BOFA Indy Classic Series so far?
Really, really competitive. Yeah, it had a real good time out there. I appreciate y'all putting that on, you and Sam and Scott helping out. Really competitive. Car really had a really bad push when you were in traffic, but once you got out front, man, it was you'd run away.
Well, and that's kind of how this thing was expected to play out with, the as much downforce as this car generates from the underbody, you kind of got to expect there to be a lot of aero push. I mean, was it bad or was it tolerable?
It was tolerable, but you definitely you felt it when you got in. It was hard to pass tonight. When you got behind somebody, it was really hard to pass them.
Well, looking forward to next week at Long Beach. Your thoughts about going to the tech track next week?
Be honest, I have no thoughts about road course, so I'll do my best.
Fair enough. I'll give you a little bit of advice on that one. Watch out for turn 1 and watch out for the final turn, because that hairpin will sneak up on you.
Thanks a lot, man. I'd like to give a shout out to No Limit Racing. Also, if you don't mind,
Go ahead.
I run the ALS Association Alabama chapter on all my cars, and also No Limit Racing runs ALS clinic on my cars. I also would like to thank you guys for putting on the show, and BOFA Broadcasting. Do a real great job.
Well, Robert, thanks for helping put on a great show tonight. Congratulations on the podium. We're looking forward to seeing you next week and the rest of the season here in the BOFA Indy Classic Series.
All right, thank you. Y'all take care.
So that was Mr. Robert Dudley, and joining Sam now is our first runner-up. Sam, I believe you got Jeff Hollingsworth with you?
I do, and Jeff, a strong run and first ever podium finish in the first ever race in the BOFA Indy Classic Series. How do you feel about that?
It feels really good. It was a lot of fun for me. I know there was a lot of, like Scott had a few problems and stuff, but anyway, I had a blast. It was a lot of fun, a lot of clean racing. Me and Garrett got together early, but I was just pushing out of 2, but I feel really good. A lot of fun.
Yeah, we just spoke to Robert Dudley, and he said there's a lot of push in the corners when you're in traffic. Is that what you were feeling when you were in the car as well, or was it just certain people around the track?
No, it was pushing when you were behind somebody. You really had to work the throttle, and when you were coming off at 2, man, if you had people in front of you, it just push, and if someone's on your outside at that point, I mean, I just lifted off the gas because Garrett was there, and the car just kept turning up, but we barely touched. She got squirrely, and I don't know what happened after that, but my apologies for that one. It was a lot of fun, though. I want to give a shout-out to Robert Dudley. Had fun racing with him. He did real good.
Okay, Jeff. Well, looking forward to next week. We head to the Long Beach track in California. Just give us your thoughts on that and what do you reckon you can do around there in the 79?
I need to learn the track. Never raced there, so I'll have to do some practice.
I'll make sure I put some practices up before next week anyway, so.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you putting this on. This is a lot of fun. I like organized races. I'm not much of a open server racer anymore. I like doing this stuff. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of give and take. To me, everybody had fun. There's a couple of guys that the regulars weren't used to racing with that did a few things that were weird, but it was a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you.
No problem, Jeff. Well, congratulations on the second place. And is there anybody you'd like to thank for that result?
Sure. I'd like to just thank you for putting this on and broadcasting it, and team speak, Top Fuels team speak. Congratulate Garrett Maines and, like I said, Robert Dudley on his finish, and look forward to racing again.
Okay, Jeff, congratulations one more time, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, sir.
And that was Jeff Harlingsworth. And Tony, I believe you're with our winner tonight.
The man of the hour, the only man who can say, I won the first BOFA Indy Classic Series event. Congratulations, Mr. Garrett Maines.
Yeah, thanks, man. That was a stressful race. I didn't think I was going to have something for him. I was starting to doubt myself on how much the damage really was killing me. And I was contemplating, when should I fix it? There were so many opportunities. I wanted to make a run at Sage, but I'm like, if I get torn up doing that, I don't have a go-to. I just rode in the back, until it finally, came time. Go for it. How we went for it, that's for sure.
And of course, you're talking about the restart where you and Damon Martinez banged wheels coming out of turn 1. Did you know what happened when it happened?
Yeah, I knew as soon as I got that restart. I timed the start. You couldn't have done it better. Like, I hit it right before he hit it. So I just had a hellacious run down the front stretch. And going into one, I just knew. When he was like door to door with me, I'm like, he ain't gonna make it. Right at the last second, I saw the 4X. I'm like, I hope I don't have damage because I just fixed it.
Well, luckily for you, you didn't have damage. We showed a few angles of that in the replay, and to me, it just seemed like a racing incident. Or it was you pinched down and you held your ground like you kind of had to make him kill his momentum, and he was battling for the lead, and he wasn't about to lift, and neither were you. So, that's kind of how it happens sometimes. But definitely congratulations on winning this one, surviving this one. As the series moves to the Tech Track at Long Beach next week, your thoughts on that facility?
I think I'm gonna have to fork up $5 and get to practicing because I don't even know. The only turn I know of is the tight hairpin. So this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be like Donington. I'm gonna be guessing where to go, and have to go from there because this is gonna be a wild one.
It's one of those tracks that once you get it figured out and you kind of realize where you can and where you can't honk on it, it's a real fun track to drive. I'll give you that much. So, but Garrett, anybody else you want to thank tonight before we let you go?
Well, I definitely got to thank Sam for putting this all together. That's a new thing. This is a really solid league. It seems like everybody from Top Fuel came over and we've put on quite a show. I mean, honestly, with the cars being so different, I expected much worse. And even myself, I self-spun myself. I mean, it was out of nowhere. I expected a lot more people to do that, so it was really good. Everybody kind of, took a chill, really set the tone for what looks like it's going to be a good season.
Well, you kind of touched base on something too. The differences between the modern IndyCar that you guys race on Wednesday nights in the Top Fuel Series and this retro car that there's no electronic age, there's no electronic nannies, there's no sequential gearbox. Kind of try to the people watching who've never driven this car, how much of a challenge was it to adapt to the older technology?
The only thing that really got me, and I'm pretty sure they still do this to an extent in F1 cars, is the differential. That was the only thing that was getting on me because I'm, fairly familiar with driving, stuff that's no aids. I do legend cars in real life, and I mean that's a ton of wheel spin, ton of horsepower for the weight. That kind of translated over tonight with having to really hold on to it.
Well, what do you mean by the differential?
There's like a split in the rear wheels. So like when I was trying to do my donuts, only one wheel was spinning in the rear. And I had to actually turn to the right.
Yeah, no, blame Michael on that one because he didn't. He decided it would be better for the long run to not have to have the diff locked. So the ramp angle on the diff was really opened up for drivability tonight.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. It just that was the biggest thing. Like you could feel the difference. Like when you went into one, I think it's kind of the way Phoenix is, but it was just hard to judge when you went into the corner because the way the downforce is, it's just not as strong. I don't have the faith in it just yet because I was being real easy in those last 20, 30 laps.
Fair enough, and that's kind of understandable.
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy.
Well, and this car arguably is one of the most ornery cars to drive on cold tires. So for you guys to be able to hang on to them like you were tonight, that's very impressive. Looking forward to seeing you next week and the rest of the season here in the BOFA Classic Indy Series. We're gonna let you get back to it as Sam and I are gonna wrap things up here.
I'm just glad I got to show up. Wasn't planning on being able to make it tonight, but things worked out.
All right. Again, congratulations, Garrett, on winning the inaugural race for the BOFA Classic Indy Series.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, Sam, race 1 in the books.
Yeah, what an exciting race it was. I mean, you had a lot of drama there. You had a lot of racing action. I mean, what more can you ask for from such a classic car? And a lot of people that aren't really used to this car getting the results they needed and getting everything they can. I just want to grab a word with Brad Allison because I believe he is tonight's BOFA driver of the night. So should we grab a word with him quickly?
Absolutely.
So while we're waiting for Brad Allison, he's in Top Fuel, Ollie.
Oh. you meant for me to grab him.
Oh, you want me to grab him?
No,
okay,
hold on. I got him.
I got him. And joining me in the booth now is one of the resident Aussies in the series. He's picked up the BOFA driver of the night, started 20th on the grid, finding his way into the top 5. Brad, what a run you've had tonight.
I was lucky to even get a start, to be honest. I had internet drop out during qualifying and had to use the telephone, the mobile phone, hooked into USB to have some internet connection.
You what?
Oh, no.
Absolutely. My USB, the HTC, got me through the race.
Oh, wow. So you had to use your hotspot. So, Brad, just talk us through the race there. I know you had your connection issues at the start. You made it back in just in time. But you were slowly creeping your way through the field there, making your way through the wrecks and getting yourself up into the top 5. How did it feel out there? Because it looked like you really had fun out there tonight.
I had a ball driving the car out there. I only acquired the car about an hour before qualifying, so I didn't get much practice in, but it was really good. Whoever did the setup, I think, did a great job.
That would be Michael Jeans.
Well, congrats to Michael. It was, I think, really good. You had to drive it. It was drivable.
Absolutely, and you got the result you needed. A top 5 in the inaugural race in the BOFA Indy Classic Series. Moving ahead to next week, we head to Long Beach. Is that another track you're going to have to get there, or do you already have it?
No, it's another track. Laguna Seca I'll have to buy.
Yeah, so Long Beach, what's your knowledge of the track and what do you reckon you can do there?
In the old days, I used to drive it when we used to have the games on CD and so forth. I drove it a lot with the Indy cars and that, so I'm sure it'll take me half an hour to remember it all. Absolutely.
Well, congratulations on getting the top 5, and congratulations, you are tonight's BOFA driver of the night. It's pretty much a ceremonial prize, so don't expect any money from it. Anyway,
I know. It's a pleasure. Thanks for both for putting it on. It's really enjoyable and a good bunch of blokes, it seems.
Yeah, is there anybody else you'd like to thank for tonight's top 5?
Just Sam for giving me the invite at very late notice. So
very welcome.
It was free, so it was good.
No worries, Brad. Well, we'll see you next week at Long Beach.
I hope so. Thanks again, fellas. Thanks.
That was Brad Allison. Tony, let's go for the results, shall we?
Absolutely. As we take a look here, Garrett Maines coming home with the victory. Jeff Hollingsworth hanging on for second. Robert Dudley with an impressive third place. Sean Scott battling back from 2 laps down at one point to come home in 4th. Brad Allison hanging on for 5th. Connor Ojeda, rather impressive debut with any series that BOFA Broadcasting puts on the air. 6th place. Johnny Antonucci, first car 1 lap down in 7th. Michael Jeans had a rough one coming home in 8th. Scott Brinson, another gentleman who had a rough one in 9th. Kieran Bergelli rounding out your top 10.
Nate Siefka comes home in 11th place, 4 laps down. Taylor Burris had a good run through the race, but ultimately had 2 horrible restarts that ultimately put him 5 laps down in 12th place. Tyler Vickery had a good run, but had another one that had a bad end to the race. He came home in 13th. 14th was Paul Crumroy. 15th was Mark Walker. 16th was Bob Lacavara. 17th, Damon Martinez. 18th, Sage Karam. 19th, Tyson Landis. 20th, Greg Mack. And 21st and last out of the 21 that started here tonight was Kevin O'Brien.
Well, Sam, I dare say that night 1 being in the books, rather impressive all around from all the drivers able to do their thing and make sure that we had an impressive show for the folks.
Absolutely, and it didn't go. It wouldn't be the first race if it didn't go without its teething problems. I actually forgot to set the 50% fuel for the race. That's why they didn't go into pit road as soon as they did. So that's the teething troubles out of the way. I'll make sure that's fixed for Long Beach. But we had a very, very good race here tonight and a very successful opening race in the BOFA Indy Classic Series here tonight, Tony.
Absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to Long Beach next week. As far as the rest of the schedule this week goes, though, you and I are going to be in the booth tomorrow night with the Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series from... where the hell are we?
I'm going to say Richmond? No. Let me go and look.
California? Are we in California?
I'll have a look now.
I think we're in California. Yeah, it's California.
So we're going super speedway racing.
Yes, the 2-mile Fontana, California track. Then Wednesday night we will be back with the Top Fuel Racing Series. Why am I drawing a blank where that one is this week?
We're definitely at Richmond with those guys.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
In an
IndyCar.
Yeah. Woohoo!
I'm gonna need booze.
I'm going to need life insurance. Anyway.
By the way, did you ever pay that family for the Ford Taurus that you put the Pro Mazda through last time you were in Richmond?
No, they're going to be looking for me when we go back there on Wednesday.
Absolutely. So that's gonna about wrap it up for us tonight. We have lost control again. For Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, league admin for the BOFA Classic Indy Series, this is Tony Trapasso saying we will see you tomorrow night from California.
Good night, everybody.